Okay. I just a comment on something that we spoke about a while back ago. I saw To's Kleinem, I thought would be of interest. We pointed out that the Ram calls the Hilchos Avodah Zarah, Hilchos Avodah Zarah, Hilchos Hagoyim, and a priori, the idea is that everything in the last two Perakim is based on Chukas Hagoyim, which not only includes Chukas Hagoyim, but Moinen, Menachesh, Koisei, Mechashev, Choy V'chover, Teresh Elamesim, Pas HaRoish, Pas HaZoken, v'chule, v'chule. So we asked, is it true that someone should get two malchus if they violate Koisei or Moinen, because it's Chukas Hagoyim also? So I found Teres Kohanim, and it seems Adarabah, the same Leiselechu is almost like an afterthought, that it's those chukas which I didn't have, chukas hagoyim, which I didn't prohibit explicitly. There's a lot for them, and that's in Sefer Achrei Mois Parsha Ches Yigimel Afates B'chukasei Leiselechu B'chima Hiniach Hakosu Shalei Omroi V'aloi Kvar Nema Lo Yimotze B'cho Mavi B'noi Ubitoi B'goyme V'choy V'chover Uma Tam Loima Ubechukosei Leiselechu. So it doesn't say Lavo or B'shnei Lavim or something like that. Shalotechu L'Moise Shalahem, their culture. B'dvor Machakukim Lehen, going Teatrios, Kekasios, Viasterios. It's theaters and circuses and whatever. Okay. So that is whatever it is. So Adrabah, they are Chukas Hagoyim, but since the Torah says explicitly, the law of Chukas Hagoyim goes for those things which the Torah did not prohibit explicitly. Same. Now, we were discussing in Menachesh that the Ramban clearly says that it's asidos. And there's a chokhmah to it. And he seems to say that even though there's an isa say to be shoyel on the Chaldean, means astrologers, and there's no lav. However, the Maisa of Nichush, there is a lav. And the question is, why isn't like it's Tagnivus that it should only be Nisa say of Tom Tia, that you should be talking HaKadosh Baruch Hu and not look for the Asidus, but somehow there's a lav. This is Ramban. Because the Chayr is a lav, the Teres, don't do Ramban for that. Teres is the lav for Menachesh. And the Ramban says that it's not Toeva because it's only Derish Asidus. It's not Machish Pamali Shomayla like Mechashev. So he says like this. We also learn on the Choshim, Vaksomim, Ba'avu she'osa l'cho ma'alo gedoylo. V'sitcho elyon al kol glei oretz. She'yokim b'chir b'cho novi, v'yitei dvor b'fiv. You're special that the Asidus will come through the Rebbeinu Shem b'choido ma'atzmut. And that's through the Pavanov. The Ato Tishma Mimenu, Ma Yifal, Kel, Lotit Starich, Ato Basidos, El Kaisa Menach. Will need a Kaisa Menachesh. She Kablo Isam Minamakokov Neshvelim. They get them from the stars of Neshvelim, Besoi Milo, for the through the various whatever those people, those celestial beings which are in charge of the Kachom, whatever that means. She'ein kol divreim emes v'lo yidiu b'kol hatzorech. So, Mo'inin is Megala Asidos, derech Anonim. According to Ramban, the Ramban says that in Yud Ches Tes, and Nichush is Nichush B'Kachovim. But the Mistakel in the Kachovim and the Mistakel the Kachovim Ananim, according to Ramban, is allowed. But the person who shoyel is only an assay. The Ravid, as I think I pointed out, that that Istaklus B'Kachovim is this looking at the Astrabel. I think it's Astrabelis episode. The going elu shaloin bi'at torab b'shor shaloitzim lotzes l'derech olasu shum schayra v'anishal b'hem oive mishum tom tiyam l'shabelkecha. But the astrologer violates a law. According to Ramban, the astrologer doesn't violate a law, but the Kleisim Menachesh do violate a law. The Ravid is in Teres Kohanim in Sifro in Kedoshim Parsha Gimel Perek Vav Halacha Beis. So the question is, what's the discrimination over here? What's the difference between astrology and Nichush and mining? Ramban clearly says this, and in the Chuvas Harash Miyuches Ramban in Simuresh Pei Gimel, the Eilu as a quote, the Eilu shemenachashim b'koichovim diktoni lo b'itstagninus koma, because if it would be b'itstagninus, then it wouldn't be allowed. And Menachesh is allowed. So that's what he means. But you see, the thing, it becomes very confusing according to Ramban, because a priori, the love of Kaisem Menachesh is Gili Asida Shalei B'derech Novi. That's what he says before. V'ato tishma ma yifal kel. Shevat says v'osa l'cho ha'nechoshim v'aksomim v'avur she'osa l'cho ma'ila gedela v'sitche elyon ha'kol glei ha'oretz sheyokim b'kir b'chod novi v'yitein dvor b'fiv v'ato tishma v'menu ma yifal kel v'lo titztarich ato b'asidois el kreisem menachesh. So that's what we have. So it's a problem. We don't know what's going on. Now, you shouldn't say that Menachesh and Mo'inain is not a Chochma. But Ramban's opinion is Menachesh and Mo'inain is a Chochma, and therefore it's not a Toeva. I'll read the Ramban. So it's the way to make a difference. There are not that many options anymore, because Menachesh and Mo'inain, according to Ramban, is a Chochma. The Ramban says, Ki HaMo'inain v'Menachesh eino to'eva v'lo hirish ha'kananim ba'avuro. It wasn't a reason that the Rebbeinu Shalom through the Canaanim and gave us to Israel. Ki kol b'nei Adam yisavu l'das asidos lomoy u'misaskim b'chochmois rabois ko eile ledato. So this is a chokhmah. And everyone's mitzvah. It's not a toeva. So why are these bashola and astrology is not bashola? The Ramban also in Akdoma to Bereshis, it's mefurish the nichush v'oininus a chokhmah. He writes the following: V'chein omer boy akosu v'atoreb chokhmas shloimoi mechokhmas kol b'nei kedem. Kloimar shohoye boki b'ksomim u'b'nechoshim shezu hi chokhmosam shezu hi chokhmosam the chokhma b'nei kedem ki molu mikedem v'oinenim ki plishtim. So the question is, it's like he fenced in. What is the difference between Menachesh, Marinain, and astrology? Asagnidus. And Asagnidus is all we need to say. So I would suggest the following. That the difference, the very odd thing, the difference between Itzagninus and Nechoshim and Anonim is that Itzagninus is Gilu Asidus Derech HaTeva. Because the Ramban in Dvorim, Yud Ches Tes, V'ato Da, I'm reading, quoting, V'hovim B'inyan HaKshofim, Ki aboire yizborach kasher bora kol me'ayin osel yoinim magigi atachtoinim asher lamata mehem v'nosan koyach v'chol asher oleh b'kochov mazolos lefi hanagosom u'abotam behem kasher hu menusa b'chochmas etztagninus. So chochmas estinus is mamish in the teven the bris olam ban mamish apella. He says, Ki aboire yizborach shmo kasher bora hakol me'ayin osel yoinim maniga tachtoinim hu menusa umabotem lehem kasher hu menusa b'chochmas etztagninus. Nechoshim, the Gilu Asid is not derech hateva, but it's derech sorim, because the Ramban says, Avu yesh li'inyan hazeh soid v'kvar hodanu ki yesh l'mazolos sorim yanhigu oisom v'heim nefoshois l'kadurei hagagalim v'sorei zonav u'tler akoim l'oretz v'heim hanikoim negidei atali yodio asides umehem na'asim simonim. So the Gilu Asidus Nechoshim, it's a Chochmo, but it's derech Sorim. It's not derech Kechovim. Which is, the truth is the difference is true, but Lamaisa, it's difficult because the Lashon of the Ramban is the Osalano Hanechoshim Baksomim Bavu Sheosal Chomaila Gidoila the Sitra Elion Kogoya Oretz Shiokim Bekir B'Chonovi V'Yitain Dvora B'Fiv. You have a Novi. V'Ato Tishmei Menu Ma'Yifal Keel. Well, Tzach Ato Basidus al kaisem u'menachesh. She'ekabel oisam min ha'kachov u'min ha'shvelim b'soim ma'ila. So what difference does it make? As long as it's not a novi, it should be the lav. It's true. There's a difference, but it's not derech novi. And l'chei the Ramban's explaining the lav is not derech novi. Unless he means we also locho hanechoshim aksomim vavush also chomayel gedol sitch elyon al kol goy oretz. So what's elyon al kol goy oretz? That the atitishma sheikablu the atitishma mimenu ma'yif al kel volitzach atabasidus al koisem menachish sheikablu oisam min hakachovim or min hakashpolim b'soim ma'ilo. So what does it mean? It means they're sorim, and you're the Kodesh Baruch Hu, you are above sorim. So I'm not sure how satisfying that is, because astrology is, if at the end of it he says, she'ein kol dvorim emes, v'lo yediu b'chol hatzorich, and that also you can say in astrology. This is very unclear. I understand the chilukim, but you have to ask yourself, why is it so? But I'll show you something like this is embedded into the Ramban, because at least in terms of the Tshuvas and Milches Ramban, that we say by if you hear something on astrologer, you're not allowed to go against it. But the Rama would say you violate the law of Ma'ine, and according to Ramban, you have to do it. Because in Simcha Anes, in Siman Reish Pei Gimel, it's an amazing thing. What the Ramban would say one should do, the Rama would say it's a law. V'im ro'o bo'ehen dovo, shaloi kiritzoinoi, oisem mitzvah mabut tefillah. Okay, if you see in astrology, Yoim she'ein toiv u'malachtoi, nishmo mimenu, v'einoi seimech alanes. Uksova ani she'oso lovo kenega mazoles alanes. But then he has an interesting line. And I read this line, and I thought that if you understand that Mazolo is a part of Teva, and the Choshim, and Oinanim are not, you might understand this line. He says like this, V'yoid herich loima, shedivi hevel v'shtusei, v'amamish sheesh b'amamish, v'chal noshim, v'amei oretzein. That's the v'shmaita kula les ofi. And everything, all the sigis against this. V'oid tafilu b'nichush nami loimash mohochi me'uvda d'ravilush. You see, even by nichush, that you could be afraid of it. So what's afilu? So the answer is because that since it's derech teva, the atztanimus is the portion ain't simcha lanes. But even nichushim or oinenus, which is not based on teva, but you're allowed to be nizor. The afilu b'nichush nami loy mash mahochi me'uv de dravilush. That even by nichush there's something to it. So the question is, does the Ramban say on that in Simcha Nes, or you're allowed to go against this thing, but you're allowed not to go against? You have to understand what we're saying. But whatever it is, it's clear in the Ramban that there's a difference between Uvda Rav Ilush, which was Nichush and Oinenus, which you're allowed to be, but it's not based on Teva, to its Tagninus, where you're also to go against it. So that, I think, it clears this up. I'm not, frankly, I can't say that I understand this exactly. I just presenting the problems of the Ramban. The Rambam is very clear, because according to the Rambam, there might be nichush and oininim, divine inspiration, but all the things are allowed. And its tagninus is allowed. Everything's allowed. But according to Ramban, it's not allowed. So, if the problem is Novi, so it's not Novi. If the problem is that they have Solim and you're given Novi as opposed to Solim, maybe you can wing it. You have to ask yourself. That's the case. Now, there's another Asora over here, the Asora of Kishuf. HaMitzvos arba u'shloishim hu she'esiru me'aseis hakishuf kuloi. Kapach is mikol ma'asak shofim. It means any type of ma'asak shofim, there's an Issa. We'll see about this. You get the impression that it's clear that there are many types of kishuf. We'll see about that, what that means. And the Torah asks all the types. Now, the Rambam in the Vuchim says that there's 3 types of kishuf. And all 3 types are B'chal Isa. In Sefer in the Vuchim, Chele Gimel Simon Perek Lamed Zayin, says like this: V'hu shar godol mi'oid, v'ani achal lelu b'lecho akalu b'lecho. I'll make a cloud for you. B'shloisha minim. There are 3 types. I'll put them in 3 categories. Ho'echod mehen ma shenitlo b'dova min hanimsos. It's it has something to do with a something in reality. Semach or barachayim or motza, something exists. V'asheni ma shenit b'agbol hazman shi'asu b'ei hamaysim lehem. There's one with physical objects, whether they're alive or dead or plant or animal, whatever, and the other that depends upon time. Vashlishi pulus anoshim shiasu, various acts that people do, which are not tzemach balechayim or moitza, and they're also not dependent on zman. Shiasu kurikud, tipuach, dancing, clapping, tzvacha, screaming, schok, laughter, or shishkal, it's pocket. Okay. Oh, this like whatever pocket it is, back or on the front or on the back. Or this like dovo, or la'ashin be'eshin yadua, or dvorim yaduba behen muvonim, or bilti muvonim. Elu heim mine maisakishu. So they are mini maisakishu. I'm not sure, it's not for our purposes at the moment to understand all these things, what they are, but I think that's the Ram has in mind, because it's a very enigmatic phrase. She's all masos akishu kulot. When we call ma'aseh there are many types of message. Vu amroi yis'ale, lo yimotze b'cho v'chulei u'mechashev. Question is, before we get started, okay? Just now, before we're talking about the text, Maisa, the Kishu Kuloi, or Kol Maisa Kishu, so there are various types. So before we get involved with the various types, I should have mentioned before, what is Kishuv? Kishuv is a Maisa Nifla, Shelefi Aseichel Yef Shel Asoisa. And therefore, the Ram says, Bachiz Zainayim, if you remember in the law of Mo'ine, he says it's min Kishuv. Because Kishuv is a Maisa Nifla, which you can't explain or understand, at least the observer doesn't understand the Derech HaTeva. The Rambam in the Nevucha Chele Gimel Perek Lamed Zayin, ukeshetikra kol hasvorim asher zochalti lecho yisboyer lecho shakishuv asher tishma oisai hu mipuulois shoyo oisim oisam. Hatzabo, which is the Ummah that Avraham Avinu was fighting against in intellectually, philosophically, v'chazdiim, v'chaldiim, v'yoyse, hoyu mitzrayim, v'knanim, hoyu meviim lachshei bohem, hoyu choshim shebohem ya'asu ma'asim nifloyim b'metzius. The actions that are beyond comprehension. Im liish echod hoy lianchi medina va'maasim ahem asher yasu isam chashvin ein hahekesh noisam. You cannot intellectually, with reason, with logic, understand them. V'lo yamin haseichel she'im yichayvul dover klal, and the human intelligence can understand. That's what Kishuv is. So a priori, Kishuv is like, magician actions. And I guess because there's a ribui, that Achiz Zeinayim is also a type of moine, so it's a separate lab, so it's not Kishuv. It's a very interesting thing. And min Kishuv. Question is a mechashev, is there any, let's say it different word, is there any future telling in mechashev? In Moinen there is, in Menachesh there is, but is there in mechashev? So, a priori, one should say it's nothing to do. It's only a Maisa Nifla. Gilasidus is something else. There is, now let me read to you. I found a line in the Hakdama to Pirush HaMishnah. Rambam. Don't with the Zoyim to Pirush Mission General. The Omer Shamanachashim Vachizim Bekachovim. Well, that's Moininim, according to the Rambam. And then he says, Vahamechashifim, very clear, Vahamechashifim. V'chol Anshe Oise Hasug. V'chol Anshe Oise Hasug. Magidim Asidois. I guess I assume everything in the pasuk. Of Lo Yimotze B'cho Mavi B'noi Ubitoi Reish Koising Somim. He says like this: Ki ata bo el oetz. In Dvorim Yudches Tes to Yudalit. Ki ata bo el oetz asher Hashem Elokecha noisen lo yisumu la'asos ki sovos hagoyim oheim lo yimotze b'cho ma'avir b'no ubitoi v'eish koisim som mo'inim v'nachesh v'machashiv v'choy v'cho v'sholo v'yidoini v'dorish al-mesim. Why? Ki sovas Hashem kol oise eile u'biglal ha'toev v'so'el Hashem Elokecha morish oise miponecha. Then I'm skipping a little bit. Ki hagoyim oeilo asher ato yorish oisom el mo'ininim v'el kaisimim yishma'u v'ato loichein nosan l'cho Hashem Elokecha. Novi mikir b'cho. So the question is, what's going on? Ki slavas kol oise elu gal to oise elu mo'irish oisom, and the goyim and the parsha of Novi only goes on mo'inim miksomim. That's what I would have said. But the Ram seems to say Shamanachashim v'achizim b'kechovim v'amachashvim v'chol anshe oise asug magid masidos. So I assume kol tetzru is everything mentioned in the pasuk with mo'inim and achesh. Avo miksosam miskaimin miksosam mechazmin behechlet v'zeh dover shonu goyin oise tomit. This l'cheira, he seems to say it in Pirush Mishnayos. So there is an option that he doesn't mean that he's telling the future, but maybe he means that he's affecting the future. And I'll explain to you what I mean. He says, when the Rambam explains what Kishuf is, he says we're in the Vucha Chele Gimel, Perek Lamed Zayin, V'yefsher lekishuf mibilti habote b'yin hakechovim. Kishuf depends upon looking at the stars, and I sing some type of astrology. V'otzeloi m'shem yishachshavu shezeh hatzemach mechelek hakruichav aploni v'chein kol bal chai v'chein kol moitza yichasu lekoichav. Every physical object in the world, whether it's an inanimate object a animate object or something in between, like a tzemach. V'chein kol moitzo yichasu l'koichav. V'chein yachshavu shepuas ahem asher b'asoisam oisam yasel l'kishuv. Heim mine avoidos. V'chein yachshavu shepuas ahem asher b'asoisam oisam yasel hem akishuv. Heim mine avoidos l'koichav ahu. V'yoratzeu apoel ahu. O yamayim ahu, o aishun, ulizeh yasel lonu ma shenirtza. So it could be that the astrologer said that the future is going to be X, and comes the Baal Mechashiv and changes the way the stars are going to interact with us by his Avodah Zarah, and that changes the future. And in that, Hagodas Hasidos, it's not going to be like that, but it's going to be like this. I can't say I'm excited about it, but what can I say? The Ram clearly says that there's Hagodas Hasidos in Mechashiv. Now, here comes something major. The Ram's opinion is that not only is lois tishtachave lois obdim avodah zarah, but kishuv is also avodah zarah. Now we suggested, we pointed out that the Rambam is that oiv yida'ini is also avodah zarah, min avodah zarah. Now the Rambam in Moed Nevuchim clearly states that Mechashiv is also avodah zarah, but it's oiv avodah zarah, avodah mishunos. So it's not b'chlal dal avodah kedalkoi, and it's not b'chlal the avodah shederech bakach, even though they're not dalet avodas, because they're not derech bakach, but the avodas mishunos. But this is the way the Mechashiv is over the avodah zarah and this star, and he has his he has very positive outcomes. So therefore, since it's not dalet avodas, it's not avodah kedalka, it's not b'chlal lo yishtachave v'lehem. And the Torah is machmir for an oynish skila on Mechashiv because of be'emes is an oiver avodah zarah, and that's the Ram continues here. For oiver alav zeh chayiv skila im hoy amazing. Okay, I'll read to you. And therefore, it's an oinish kores, excuse me, an oinish skila, because he is an oived avodah zarah. And that's the oinish avodah avodah zarah skila. The Rambam in the Buch Chele Gimel Perek Lamed Zayin. And I'm continuing what I read to you before in Moed Nevuchim. About the Gimel types of the three types of the three types of kishuv, and then the Ram said, which I just read to you before, that it's impossible for kishuv without abotin kechovim, and then he said v'heimine, avoides lekechav, the eshen, whatever they do. V'chein yachshu shapuas ahem asher b'asoisam oisam yaser lohem akishuv heimine avoides lekechav ahu v'yoratzeu apoel ahu o yamayim ahu o ha'eshen ahu. ולזה יעשה לנו מה שנרצה. And then he continues. ויחזיס הקדומו. אשר הסבוי לכו מקריא ספריהם, הנמסורוס עתה ביודנו, שכבר הודעתם לכו. שמע דבורי. אחרי שכוונס התורה כולו כתובו, the axis which the Torah spins on, it's asher olov tisoy hu hasolas avodah zarah u'mechei zicha u'shaloi yach yechoshe b'koichem min ha'kechovim shu mazik omoyel b'dovim eilo inyonim anim soim l'bnei odom shezeh adas u'maybe li'ovdom. If you think that they can do something, then you're going to be over them. Hischayi behechach sheyore kol mechashiv ki kol mechashiv hu oived avodah zarah b'li safek. Avo b'dochim miuchodim zorim bilti darkei avodas hamon lelohus shel oheim. V'liyos apulis ehein kulam omno hisne berubam shiasu anoshim oma mechashef oleischaye v'yoed lechemles b'nei odom betevel al anoshim, and therefore explicitly pointed out noshim, even noshim you should kill. V'liyos apulis ehein kulam omno hisne berubam shiasu anoshim oma mechashef oleischaye v'chulei u'ma shelei bo k'moizeh lo b'chil Shabbos lo b'zulosoi v'si b'zeh roi v'chemla aleim b'tib. And he says, "B'kashehoyu hamachashvim cheshvim b'kishufeihem sheheim oisim ma'aseh u'sheheim b'pulos aheim megashes chayis rois min ha'yiros," that they can act and do supernatural things. K'arayis v'anachoshem g'yitzim b'hen v'yachshvu gamkein sheheim b'kishufeihem yitchu minei nezokim mitzemach adomo. And he goes through the brachos and the klolos. The Torah is telling you that what you wanted to do through avodah zarah is going to happen the opposite. Kola b'divrei habris she'avodah zarah she'avodas avodah zarah u'ma'aseh kishuv ha'hem asher techashvu she'achiku mikem Ela nizokim. You think it's going to be mach nizokim? Bohem yuchulu atzoros hahem bochem om v'shlachti bochem es chayes asode v'om v'shem bahamus ashach behem b'chuli shekol ma she'eschakmu bo'evdei avodah zarah l'chazek avodah zarah lahamid la'ad amidam le'eh Ulahavi b'nei Adam lachshav shehem deichim nezakim yeduim umeviim nechasim nezakim yeduim v'intoeles miyuchedes kol b'divrei habris v'yomer she'avodah yimanu atoeles ahem v'yachol atzoros ahem. And it's boy lecha. Whatever it is, Rabbi said, that Ram says that Mechashev is clearly an Oived avodah zarah, but it's a different type of the Zohar. It doesn't fit into previous categories of the Zohar, but fits in this category of the Zohar. A new category, avodas mishunos. A new category. Next. Now, the Ram says something amazing, which is a priori is difficult to understand. He says, he just said, that the oiver alav zeh is chayiv skila. Imoy amazing. Okay. Then he says, v'chatas kavua im hoya shegeg. Omar yis'alem mechashefel is chayev. He proves that this chayev is chayev misa. Kvar yisboy mishpel mitzvah v'shvi misa hedge. So there's something very clear over here that the Ram says that mechashev is chayiv achatas kavua. So what it means is chayiv koros. There's no koros, there's no chatos. And this is something which I'd like to look into. And this a priori is just, is what can I say? I don't know what to say. We'll see the pluses, the pros and the cons of this issue. Chatas kavua shegeg. You can't say it's a toas at tfus because in all the kis v'yad, and it's also the tfus. So it is what it is. That there's a chiv koles l'chayra, is the Ram says that there's no kol mechat, there's no chiv koles, there's no kol mechat, there's no koles b'mezid, as the Ram says in Shiur Yudalit, and in Reish Hilchos Shkoges, l'chayra he left out koles, but he means the chiv koles also, and you'll see in another place in Minyan HaMitzvos, the Ram says that there are only 10 ashoros that there's a chiyuv misa without a chiyuv koros. And when the Ram lists 10, he does not list mechashiv. So it means that mechashiv is koros. I'll read it to you. In Loisa says Shinun Beis, v'chein yisboy elocho, shekol mi shenischayiv misa, misas bezdin, ezo misa shetihye, hine elisha hu gam kein b'kores, kishlo hemisihu bezdin, o loinoi daboy, milvad asor anoshim, shehei mechuve misas bezdin, ve'ein aleim kores, ve'hei mesis umadiach, ve'novi sheker, u'misnavi b'shem avodah zorah, ve'zok ein mamre, u'ben seir u'moire, u'ben seir u'moire, ve'goyniv nefesh mi-Yisrael, ve'oitzeach, u'makei oviv v'imo y'makal oviv. Those are the 10. And mechashiv is not mentioned. So l'cheir, it's like going like he says over here. The mechashiv, there's kores. He doesn't say explicitly, and there's a kol mechatos. Problem is, you don't need to be, it's not a profound question. We don't find kores in the Torah by mechashiv. So how can such a thing happen? How could you have a chiv koros? The Torah doesn't say it's a chiv. It doesn't make any sense. So the Mishnah Melech asked this question in Hilchos Shkoges, in Perek Aleph Halacha Beis. He says like this: Mash Melisir Rambam, Mash Lismule, and he means the Rambam. He's talking about the Rambam. The Mechashev Yesh Bo Kores, Avshalei Niska Batera, So where's the chiv chorus? She says that it's Dome Levi Yedayni. Uksas Mach Yesh L'Slazo, may he say Perek Dal, Mrs. Beza Min and Eloi Yedayni, B'chal Machashmim Hoyu. It says, but you know, the discussion is a little difficult. So let's just see the Gemara, and the question is this a great raya, a great thing? Is the Gemara Samach Zayin with Beis and Sanhedrin? Elo, Oiv Yid'ini B'chal Mechashim Hoyu V'lo Meyotza L'Hakish Alein V'lo Melchoma Oiv Yid'ini B'Skila Af Mechashev B'Skila. The Kavonas HaTalmud, the Torah has in mind, the Gemara has in mind, is only to explain, it says that it's B'chal Mechashvin, to explain is a Chiyuv Misa. Which Chiyuv Misa does Mechashev have? So since Oiv Yid'ini is Skila, and it's a type of Mechashev, so Mechashev also should be Skila. It's not to equate the two, and even if if it had not been a Chiyuv Misa, by Mechashim, we might not have said this at all. Because it starts off, he says, Ela oivi yedoni b'chal Mechashim hoyu, v'lo mayotzu l'hakish aleim, v'lo m'chama oivi yedoni b'skila, af Mechashim skila. So when the Torah says, Mechashem b'lo yischaya, it's skila. We don't know what einish it is. So l'cheira, it's not a hekesh per se, till we learn everything out. There's no raya. They should say, they should be makish, mechashev, te'evi yedeni, the mal of yedeni is bekores, af mechashev bekores. We never even said mal of yedeni b'misa, af mechashev b'misa. We only said mal of yedeni b'skila. And the misa, which was said is skila, here also the misa, which is said is skila by Mechash. So we have no, and also just technically, the Talmud says that oiv yedoni is b'chal Mechashev. It doesn't say that Mechash is b'chal oiv yedoni, that the Mechashish have all the din of oiv yedoni. So, what I thought you could say is that Mechashev in the Rambam in the Vuchim is basically Oived Avodah Zarah. You see more than that. You could have said that since we learn from Oiv Yedoni that the Misa, which is said in Mechashev, is Skila, we learn basically that all Sugei Avodah Zarah, sheyesh beim chiyuv misa, they b'chlal Avodah Zarah, and the chiyuv kores is also because of Avodah Zarah. It's mamish in Avodah Zarah, as Ram said in the Meirah. So once with Avodah Zarah, the Mela, there's a Chatas Kavur. You know, it's not done. So, you can ask why the Torah had to say, Kilu, it's a limud from for Oiv Yedoni that Ma'av Yedoni is a suga avodah, and the Torah says that Chiyuv Misa is skila and this koles. Similarly, Machashib, which is suga avodah, it's Chiyuv Misa skila and it's also koles, something like that. Well, this is a problem because the question is, what korban are you chayiv? The korban that you chayiv in Oiv Yedoni is a chatas kivua. The korban you chayiv in Oiv Avodah Zarah from Lois Ishtachva and Lois Avdem, you chayiv siris izim or kizbo. In Oiv Yedoni, it's a chatas nekeva, and in Poshta Avodah Zarah, it's chatas zocha. And the Ram says in Perek Aleph Halacha Dalet in Shkogis, Hari Elu Aboyim B'Sholish Averish Shemvin Aleim Shigos Chatas Kavua Umahi Kakorban Shemevi Ashege Biachas Me'elu Im Shogav Avodah Zarah maybe Eis Bashnos L'Chatos V'Amur Pasha Shlach L'Cho Bein Shoy Achoy Tehedir Melech Ono B'Chulei. Aber im Shogag biachas mishar aboyim mishtayim im moyehedit maybe serious izim or in the keva min akizbo min aksovim v'zu hi chatus shel echod me'amo oretz or amura b'parshis shel b'parshis vayikra. So how does it work? The equation, so you have to say the equation to Oiv Yedoni, that it's not Avodah Zarah, because Avodah Zarah, here he says very carefully, if you look at Sefer HaMitzvos, in Avodah Zarah, it says in Hey and Vav, we always say Hey and Vav, which Tapli, so obviously it's Chayiv Korban. In Oiv Yedoni, it says Chatas Kavua. In Mechashiv, it says Chatas Kavua. Chatas Kavua. So L'chei is talking about a Kizba. Nesira. So L'chei, you're going to have to say that it's like Oiv Yedoni, like the Mishnah Melech. So how do you put the whole thing together? To say that it's a Rebbe Avodah Zarah, the non-standard Avodah Zarah, there's a hekesh between Mechashiv and Oiv Yedoni, and it's mamish like Oiv Yedoni, and it becomes very confusing. L'maisa is in Mishnah Torah, the Ram does not count Mechashiv among the Chayve Krisus, and L'chayr is a Chazorah in Mishnah Torah. Not L'chayr is happened, but it's so here. So what the Rama mean, and where's it coming from? And then the Mishnah Melech has another kasha in Perek Avol Lachabez and Rishkogos. Mikomok and Devir Rabbeinu, the Remin HaMitzvos Tzrich and Talmud, Mishum the Teres Kohanim Pasha Vayikol Gabi HaKoyim Mashiach Much Behedin Machashav Les Bekores the Maisi Lei Bohode Mesim Madiach the Kavose Umuchach Nami Hosom She'af Im Hoyim Min Adin She's Chayiv Chatos Af Bedova She'ein Bo Kores. So I'm not getting involved in it. It's a very difficult number. And just one more point. The Ram quotes over here, even though it's a separate lav in HaMitzvos, in Lois Shin Yud, but you can learn from this lav as a Chiyuv Misa. And that's what the Ram is proving over here. The Ram is not interested in the lav over here. Okay. This is Mechashed. And Mitzvah Hashem, the next time we meet, we take care who try to deal with a laugh, and whatever that is. Let's have a nice day.